going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So we're still continuing forward with our new series on our new gig, offshore powerboat racing. Oh, brother! Now, if y'all didn't watch a couple videos that came out before this one, y'all need to go back and watch that stuff because all this is going to build on itself. And you gotta watch the videos or you realize you're gonna miss stuff and you're not gonna know what the hell's going on. So we cut off the last video right when we got Kilo all tore down. We got the engine sent back over to the engine builder to get all tore down and get rebuilt. We got the hull of the boat sent over to Cortez Cove Marina so it could get all fine-tuned and ready to rock and roll. So now we're getting to the point where we're gonna get everything back so we can get Kilo all dialed in for our first race of the 2024 season in Marathon, Florida. Oh, brother, it's getting exciting. It's getting good. So at this point, I still actually didn't know if I was going to be allowed to be on the team. I didn't know if I was going to be welcomed on the team. I sure as hell didn't know if I was going to be able to be in a boat and be able to actually run the boat at all. I was pretty much just doing a whole ton of wrenching, working as hard as I could, and hoping for the best. That's pretty much it. So we're going to pick right back up with this video when we got the engines in the hull back over to Shore Thing Storage or Uncle Simon's Raceboat Empire and starting to get everything dialed back in and start getting Kilo put back together for her first race. So let's go ahead and get to it. But before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. That way you get notified when I upload any other videos, like more of these super bitch and raceboat videos. Some super badass truck tug of war videos. Mud bogging videos. Bikini contest videos. All kinds of super bitch and stuff always hitting the channel. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can be part of the action yourselves. And while you're at it, slam that freaking like button too. That way I know y'all are digging the content. And that way it gives me a little motivation to keep on recording this stuff and slicing and dicing these videos up. Because it seems like y'all are kind of liking it. So keep hitting that like button. That way I know I'm not going off track at all. Well, I feel like that's enough of an intro. So let's get to wrenching. All right, y'all, we are back at it. Kurt's been working on the engines. Got a bunch of new hardware put on them. All new mounting bolts, new bolts on the transmissions. He's finishing up on that one. I'm gonna finish up on this one. Josh cleaning out the back of the cockpit because it's still a little bit dirty and a little bit wet. So he's gonna dry it out. With a little bit of luck, pretty soon we were gonna have some engines and all girl here. It's freaking party time, bro. One power plant, ready to rock and roll. Keep going. There you go, you're clear. And just like that, one engine is sitting in. Uno más. And then we've got a lot of hooking up to do.
12 seconds later. 2
packages of bald eagles ready to rock and roll. Ready, Kurt? Yeah, man. Oh boy. What are you laughing at, Josh? It's gonna be freaking awesome. All right, y'all, we are making progress. Hyena's hooking up that drive shaft. I got some fittings to go get. Oh boy, look here, look at this. Somebody take a look at this. Oh. So the next step was to go ahead and start re-rigging the engines and getting everything connected. I did not time-lapse any of it because, in all honesty, I forgot my time-lapse camera at the freaking house. Son of a gun. But just imagine when we took the engines out and disconnected everything, that whole process, but in reverse. Got the headers on. Finished up some plumbing.
Headers need torque.
Headers need torqued.
Yeah, so
And hopefully, a little bit more, we can do a little bit of freaking water testing. Fire old girl up and listen to that heavenly motherfucking rhythm. Oh boy. All right, now we are continuing our engine bay yoga, putting on the drive shaft covers, so in case the drive shaft decides to go, it won't go all over the freaking boat.
who are you talking to?
You! You understand?
I don't know what the I'm doing.
That's my friends right there. That's my boy.
Yep, I'm on shrooms putting Raceboat together.
He's
Put
lying.
that on your channel.
He's lying. No, we're not. We're not. Totally overlook my eyes. See?
Yep, we endorsed by.
All right, y'all, we are wrapping it up another day, but we have made a ton of progress today. And I think tomorrow we're going to do some testing. So, got the headers on, all the plumbing's ready to rock, got the dry shaft covers going. Just got to go through, check everything one more time in the morning, and connect fuel lines, and we're ready to rock in motherfucking roll. I'll reconvene with y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all, it is about the time we've all been waiting for. We're about to pull old girl out, fire up the engines, and listen to these heavenly angels just sing to us. Oh, God, it's gonna be good. Oh, baby, I'm so excited. All right, y'all, we got her out on the hose and found we had a little leak. For whatever reason, we are missing a plug right there. That water's coming out. So we gotta put an 1/8" plug in there. Should be able to fill up the strainer. Start firing these girls up and hearing them sing to us. It's almost party time, y'all. Just about there.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, leak is fixed. A couple little things we gotta check, and it's time to fire them up. Oh, baby. Oh, boy, it's freaking party time, dude. I'm so excited. Best seat in the house. Control how fast we go. Right now. Just like that. That's kind of weird, Zach. Why did it take the engine so long to fire up? Well, remember, we had everything disconnected. We just had the engines out of the boat. So there's no fuel in any of the fuel lines, the carburetors, all that was empty. So it took a little while for her to get primed up, get her juices flowing. But rest assured, she sure as hell woke up. Oh, God. Come on, baby. So tensions were getting a little bit high because that rear engine was really throwing us a wrench. So I was not about to pull out the camera and start recording. You got to pick and choose when you're making YouTube videos, bro, especially with this particular team. So come to find out, we actually had a bad fuel pump on that rear engine. So we talked to our buddy Mike Fountain. He luckily had a spare fuel pump that would fit our engine perfectly. So we went ahead and grabbed that fuel pump from him, put it in the boat, and we were ready to rock and roll. All right, hood's about to go on. It's almost party time. Well, y'all, we have had quite the freaking day. We had a bad fuel pump. That was pretty much the only thing, though. It just took a while to figure out what the hell it was. And then a couple little odds and ends. But putting some gas in old girl. We're about to go do some testing. Excuse me, Captain. Are you ready to super kill it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Well, we made it down to the ramp, and the boat was still throwing us a couple wrenches. We could not get both the engines to stay primed up with the water flow. Once we got one engine fired up, the other engine would just suck all the water out of the first engine, so we would not get any water flow out of both. So we were having a hell of a time keeping them both primed. We messed with it. I didn't want to pull the camera out because tension, you cut the tension with a knife. I was not about to pull out the camera and be like, so, how do y'all feel about this? Not going to do that. So we ended up saying, all right, we put like a couple hours actually into trying to get the damn thing to run properly. It wasn't working. So we went ahead and pulled the boat back out, and the Hyena took it back to the shop because we still had a lot of time ahead of us to flush everything back out. Even though we didn't get it running, it still sat in the salt water. So we had to flush everything out, had to wash the whole boat. It was kind of a process. We had a couple hours worth of work still ahead of us. So we decided to call it a night, bring it on back to the barn. Well, y'all, final conclusion, we have got a bad water pump on the starboard engine. So we just got the boat all rinsed out, flushed out. Didn't video none of that because there's nothing really sweet or super bitching about cleaning the boat. It was kind of cool. I did video when we flushed it. Time to flush it. freaking sick, right? Anyways, we're gonna put old girl back in her home, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, rebuilding the water pump, and then hopefully we're going racing. So we'll reconvene tomorrow because our sweet princess is going to sleep. See y'all. All right, y'all, we're back reconvening the next day, and we for sure have an issue with the water pump. That's why we were not getting any water through the motor, and that could result in some very expensive problems, like a cooked engine. So now on this other engine, I'm gonna show you what we gotta do. We gotta basically pull the water pump. So this is the engine with the problem, and I'm gonna show you on this one. This is the water pump right here. It runs off of this pulley. So what I've gotta do, it's pretty simple. I gotta take that hose off, water pickup, and then the water that goes through there and gets flushed through the motor, I gotta pull both of those hoses off. And then what I gotta do is loosen up the attachment bolts, and those are right here. That's, let me see if I can switch the camera where you get a little more light. There you go. See that tensioner right there? So I gotta loosen up that Allen screw right there, then loosen up that mounting bolt, and then the other mounting bolt that's right behind this plate, and the whole pump will actually come right off. And then the hyena is gonna take it apart and hopefully get it working for us. So not too complicated, actually pretty simple, but could really cause a lot of havoc because if you don't have water, so those of you who don't know nothing about this, these engines use water from the ocean or from the sea or wherever we're running it to keep the engines cool. It sucks water in through the bottom of the boat. Right down here, there's actually a pickup that Mr. John over at Cortez Cove, he actually just refinished this whole thing. It's pretty cool. There's a through hole that goes right through the bottom of the boat, right in the center of the V, comes right through here, and actually fills up the strainer. So this strainer will go through and strain out any kind of nonsense. It's got like a little catch thing inside of it, and it'll keep any shells, any sand, any things like that from going into the engine. So then we go from there, and it goes through into the motor, and the water goes through the engine because it's gonna be cool seawater, runs through that really hot engine, cools it off down, and then it runs through the headers, and then it'll get discharged out these hoses and then shoots out the side of the boat. This side shoots out this side of the boat, and that side shoots out that side of the boat. Pretty simple, but kind of neat. So let me do a little bit of wrenching, and then we'll reconvene from there.
11 minutes later.
Boom, just like that, we've got the water pump out of the motor. If you look, got the belt off, belt's laying right here, and the water pump was sitting right on yonder, just like it was on that demonstration engine. Pull the water pump off, and now the hyena is pulling it apart and trying to figure out why in hell it is not working. It's pretty obvious. What is it?
The impeller's
Okay. Well, do you have a new impeller?
Well, if we didn't, we wouldn't be driving the boat anytime soon.
Oh, okay. As y'all can tell, the hyena is really all about the YouTube stuff just as much as Brian is. So you know, it's always good when you come to these events to be able to get real inside perspective from a real truck driver right here. Hey, it's real cool, real supportive, awesome. Good team we got here. They support everything else. Just they like screwing with me whenever I'm recording.
Anal.
All right, y'all, we're back. Come on. We got all the bugs. Joss, let's hear it. Go ahead.
We got this. God.
All right.
Anal.
So nice. But he's gonna hopefully get that going. We'll throw it back in the boat. A couple little upgrades, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, y'all. It was a bit of a process, but we have got the water pump rebuilt. The hyena freaking killed it, didn't you? Right? It's freaking test day, y'all. Oh, brother. So I still wasn't actually gonna be in the boat yet. They were thinking I was gonna maybe be able to hop in with the hyena and at least do some testing, but as far as doing the race, our good buddy Mr. Rod was gonna be throttling Kilo and the hyena was gonna be driving her. But for today, I was gonna be able to hop in the boat and do a little bit of testing. So, oh God, brother, man, it's freaking go time! Oh boy. We're about to run a real race boat. A real motherfucking race boat. And not just any race boat, the Kilo race boat. The original Kilo race boat that Reggie Fountain built to set the Kilo water speed record. And he motherfucking did it. We're about to be in that sumbitch. Oh God, it's go time, boys. And it was also being said that there was a slight possibility that I was maybe going to be able to hop in the boat for the first race. That race of marathon, there's a little bit of a chance that I could maybe be running that race. Oh God, yeah, that's right. That's freaking right. Your boy might be doing real powerboat racing shit. Oh, son. Now, the reason for that is not as exciting. So Mr. Rob was still the throttleman for Team Cortez Cove Fountain Racing, but he was having some health challenges. We'll put it that way. It's kind of his business, not my business, but it's due to those unforeseens that I'm going to be in the boat testing and that I could possibly be running the race in marathon later that week. But I will ask if y'all would please keep Mr. Rob in your thoughts and prayers, because as I said, he is dealing with some unforeseens, and a little bit of prayer would go a long way. So we would really much appreciate it if y'all would keep letting the man upstairs know that we love Mr. Rob. We wish him a very speedy recovery and to rip through it better than ever. But anyways, back to the situation at hand. It's freaking test time. Getting ready to go do a little test run because I think your boy is going to be the throttling or driving in the race in 1 week. So we're going to go do a little test run, see how the boat works, feel it out a little bit. It's party time.
So I want to watch my water pressures, and then my water temperatures, and my oil. All right. Get us back as far as possible, I think, after I get the engine fired. You ready?
Well, that's weird, Zacho. I thought in all the recent posts on your Instagram and everything, you've been throttling for Team Cortez Co. Fountain Race. So why are you steering? Well, let me explain that, y'all. You got to learn to adapt, and you got to be adaptable in order to be able to help the team and keep the team functioning smoothly throughout the race season. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, the Hyena and Uncle Simon got to talking a little bit, and up until that point, the Hyena had always been steering any powerboat he had been in. Rob was throttling, and a couple of the other boats. There was other throttlemen in some of the other boats the Hyena had ran in the past. But the throttleman has got quite a bit of responsibility, maybe a touch more than the driver in certain instances. For instance, the throttleman has got to not only throttle the boat, keep the boat safe, stable, and everything, but he's also running the trim tabs. He's also running the trim and tilt on the engines, and monitoring all the different gauges on the gauge cluster on the dash, making sure that nothing's getting hot, making sure we got oil pressure, making sure we got fuel pressure, making sure we're not over revving the engines, so on and so forth. And not to mention, we're in an enclosed canopy race boat, and there's gonna be a few other race boats around us, and we're gonna be going in excess of 100 miles an hour. So they kind of thought that might be a little bit intense for my first racing experience. So in order to kind of make things a little easier on me, actually, Uncle Simon and the Hyena decided that the Hyena would throttle for this first, at least this first test session. If I did do the marathon race, then he would probably be throttling in that race as well. And for my first couple experiences in the boat, I would be steering. That way it would kind of get me a good feel of what to expect, how the boat's gonna run, what it's gonna be like to be in an enclosed canopy race boat for a freaking boat race. Because those of y'all that have never been in a boat like that, I'm not gonna lie, it's really cool. I'm super, super addicted to it now. I freaking love it. Live, breathe, sleep, and just dream about it. It's pretty much just up here, up in my noggin all the freaking time. But getting in the boat that first time, I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because for one little goof up, and I could put myself and one of my best friends at risk. I could screw up the boat and really piss off Uncle Simon. And not to mention, I could ruin part of the race season or ruin the whole race season. There's a little bit of stress and pressure. And then getting inside this enclosed canopy, luckily I don't have any claustrophobia at all, but if you do have any claustrophobia, powerboat racing in a closed canopy cockpit race boat might not be the choice for you, because you're in like a cave with little windows, and I love it now. I get excited as hell just getting in the damn thing now. But when I first got in it, it's kind of a little bit of that, ooh, okay, this is real. This is real deal. And then you fire those motors up and it's boom, 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 boom. It's really real. Whew, okay. It's kind of the feeling. Now, that first run, this first test session we're about to do, that was the first and only time I've ever been like actually really nervous in a boat. You always get these hairy situations in a race and whatnot. That's always going to happen. If that's not happening, you're not pushing the boat hard enough. But as far as just running, doing a regular test session, that's the first time I ever got in. It was like, whew, okay, we got this, bro. We got this. But as y'all can see, I freaking love it now. Oh boy. But anyway, so that's why I'm in the driver's seat, and that's why Kirk is throttling. You're welcome.
All right. Check. You almost got to keep them right on. Gotcha.
And now for y'all's next little inside access to powerboat racing. The helmets and the radios are extremely crucial. I just want to touch on this a little bit because if you've never been in a boat, you would never know this. Inside the canopy of that boat, it is loud as hell when we were running them engines. I mean, the engines are a couple feet from us, and there's very minimal exhaust going on those engines. They are high horsepower, really bitchin' race boat engines. But yeah, it is loud as hell in that freaking canopy, and you can't hear nothing. You could be talking like this, and you cannot hear. You could be a foot away from the other person talking about this loud, and you cannot hear a damn thing. You see their lips moving, you ain't making out none of the words. So that's why we've got radios that are built into our helmets, and a little bit about that. So our helmets, they're by Tiger Performance, or Tiger Performance, I think is the brand. But that's who makes our helmets and our whole radio communication system that's in the boat. And it's really cool the way it works. I'll get into this probably a little bit later on in other videos. But the way it works is we've both got helmets on. plug it into the side of the boat, and anytime we've got the ignition on the boat, it's a radio that's communicating us back and forth, like almost like a walkie-talkie. Now, you don't have to push a button for nothing. Anytime we're talking, it's going ahead and transferring that to from the throttleman to the driver to the throttleman, so that we can hear each other talk. Otherwise, there's no way we could hear anything. And it is very, very important that we communicate anytime we're operating that boat. Let me explain why. Because when you're in that canopy, again, it's hard to explain without y'all actually being in it, but maybe you're kind of getting it from my videos. When we're down in that canopy, it's a freaking bulkhead behind us, and then you've got your couple windows to see out of, and that's it. We do have a rear camera that we didn't have during this test session. We do have it now. But I mean, other than that, the only way you can see what's behind you is through the mirrors, because you're strapped into a freaking race seat, so you definitely can't get out. And you can't. There's no looking around. You're in that damn seat, brother. So the only way to see what the hell's going on behind us is the mirrors. And the only way that I'll know what's going on Kirk's side of the boat is if he tells me, because I can't look past his head and see it. So that's, again, why communication is extremely critical on those boats. I did not know that till this first test run. But yeah, it's very, very crucial that you hear what's going on with the person sitting next to you. And the other cool thing about that system, it's really badass the way it's all set up. So we're talking the whole time. We can hear each other. We've got like headphones built into our helmets, and we got our mics, not walkie-talkies, but our mics. And then we've got buttons that are on the side of the canopy. Kirk has one and I have one. And anytime we hold that button, it's gonna actually, whenever we talk, it'll send that transmission through a VHF radio. Now the VHF radio is right here in the dash, right, like kind of in front of where I'm sitting. But I put that on whatever station we want to be on. Generally, in any race, we're not going to be on race control, whatever that designated channel is. But anytime we hold the button on the side of the canopy, whatever we're saying, not only will the other person in the boat hear it, but it'll also broadcast it on the VHF channel. So it's really cool. It makes things quite a bit easier, actually, when you're trying to talk to race control to get clearance for testing. When you're trying, if we're doing a test run like we're doing right now, where it's race control isn't a part of the program, it's just us out with the boat, we're able to set it to a specific channel, whatever which one we decide. And if we've got a chase boat with us, kind of just watching things, or in case we break down and need to be towed or what have you, it helps it to where we can communicate with that other vessel. When you're doing test runs, it's actually awesome. Uncle Simon loves it. We put it on, he loves it when we're operating it properly. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, the Hyena and I get a little bit in the zone and we don't communicate as much as we should. He gets on us a little bit about that, where we're trying to improve. But if he sees something funky going on with the boat, he can go ahead and say it through his VHF, and it'll tell it through both of our helmets. And then when me and Kirk are just talking, we're the only ones that hear it. But then when we hold that button, it doesn't matter whether I'm talking or Kirk's talking, as long as one of us is holding that button, it's broadcasting it back to Uncle Simon. Pretty badass little setup. But anyways, back to our test run.
Dude, this is f***ing sick. Let's go, son. Oh, God, I love it.
I just want... Oh, brother, how freaking badass is that? Oh, God, I freaking love that thing. So, we did a couple more runs after that, and then we had one little kind of spooky thing happen. So, we had a throttle cable actually let go, and for various reasons, the engine actually, instead of the throttle cable breaking and the engine just like not getting throttle, the exact opposite happened. It went, wah! Like full freaking throttle out of nowhere and scared the hell out of us. It caught us off guard a little bit. When you're idling and not expecting it to do so, and he goes to give it gas, and all of a sudden it's just full tilt on one of the motors. Luckily, we shut it off immediately because we're like, whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, we got some things, we got some fine tuning to do. We had a little bit of a throttle cable issue that we thought the throttle cable had broken. Actually, it just came loose, thank God, because that would have been a pain in the ass. But we also had a little issue during our test session, like right towards the end of it, actually, oddly enough, right when we were getting ready to go back towards into the ramp, that the power steering decided did not want to be a part of the party no more. So we've got 2 power steering pumps on the boat, and just as I was getting involved with it, Hein and I don't exactly know why it was originally set up this way, but we had 2 power steering pumps on the boat, but we're only running 1 pump. And that 1 pump was actually on the same engine that the throttle cable decided to act the fool a little bit. So I had no power steering. So coming into the ramp was really a fun, exciting adventure, trying to muscle that damn steering wheel. It is. So again, if y'all never steered a boat like this, you wouldn't know. But when you've got no power steering and it's just like trying to muscle the damn fluid manually, it is a workout and a half. It was a very intense workout trying to get that damn boat back into the ramp, into the slip there so we could pull it onto the trailer. And this is actually another great learning opportunity for y'all. If y'all are ever out and about and you're on your boat, your pleasure boat or whatever boat you've got, and you see someone with what looks to be obviously a race boat, do not come pulling right up next to them. And I'm not gonna lie, I've probably been guilty of that before in the past as well when I've been on my own various boats, but you don't know what's going on in the canopy of that race boat. So we were worried about the throttle cable, so we had shut that one engine off. That engine had the power steering pump on it that we were using. The other power steering pump was there, it just wasn't engaged. And so we've got no power steering, we're on one engine, the winds are blowing, there's pleasure boaters all over the place. So it's, a lot of stuff going on. And as I said earlier, you can't really see the greatest out of that canopy. You got little windows, you can't see behind you. And then you've got Joe Schmo over here on his little 27-foot whatever, wants to come up and get right next to us because he thinks the boat's badass, which I get it. Totally understand, bro. You like the boat. You're supportive of the race team. You're like, yeah, you guys are kicking ass. Sick boat. We love it. Awesome. Cool. We appreciate it. Stay away. Stay far, far away because that freaking boat, the whole interior of that thing's gutted. So it's just like a sail, that empty piece of fiberglass, that 42 foot of fiberglass that just has engines in the back, our body weight, and fuel. That's pretty much all that's in that damn thing. And it's like a kite. Anytime the wind catches it when we're pulling up into a dock, you get wind and the bow just goes. And then combine that with how I've got one motor, no power steering, another person operating the throttles, and I'm trying to get into the dock and we can't see around us. And at that point, we didn't have the rear camera, so we could only see behind us with the mirrors, or if we open up the canopy lid, lift our head out. But then again, remember I said it's so damn loud in the canopy that I'm popping your head out, trying to tell him, hey, I need more throttle. I got to go forward. Okay, I got to go back. I got to muscle the steering wheel over to get the boat to turn. Now the wind, bro. Makes you a very patient person. It does. It makes you a very patient person. But yeah, so all that being said, all that being explained, if you are ever out and about and you see a race boat, what's obviously a race boat with an enclosed canopy, do not come right up next to the damn thing. You want to take pictures, you want to take videos, that's fine, but do it away, okay? Don't come right up next to us. We had homeboys coming up 3 feet from us. It's like, dude, and we got no bumpers on that boat. It's just fiberglass. There's no rub rail on the race boat. I mean, stay away. We're not trying to goof up the boat and run it into your boat or run it into the dock or whatever else. I mean, it was quite a conundrum. But we got through it. We went ahead, pulled the boat out, got it back to Uncle Simon's Raceboat Empire, and then we had a couple little things we had to take care of. So that's where we're going next. All right, y'all. So we have made our way back to the warehouse. We're buttoning up a couple of issues that we have with Killin when we were doing those couple test runs. One of which is the throttle cable. Obviously, that is a big problem because the one engine decided to freaking take off without us telling it to do so. a little bit spooky. But luckily, I think it's just an issue with the throttle cable, a little bit of adjusting. We should be dialed in there. The other thing we need to take care of is the footrest over here for the driver's side. As you can see, it has come loose. Yeah. Not good, because I really want to be able to have that there to be able to pin my ass into the seat in case we're hitting some waves or getting a little rowdy. So I'm going to pull that out and see what I got to do to probably plexus it back in there. I've got a couple ideas. I'm actually thinking what I might do is pull that whole footrest out and then get a plate, an aluminum plate that has the same footprint, plexus that plate to the bottom of that whole foot area, and then have a couple threaded holes in that aluminum plate to where I can have machine screws go through and basically kind of through bolt it to a plexused in plate to really make that a secure, solid mount. I'm either gonna do that or I'm just gonna plexus it right in as it is, one of the two. When the hyena gets here, I'm gonna run my ideas by him and see what he thinks. But that is what we're working on today, so let's get to it. All right, y'all, well, another late night in the books, but we've got a little parts list of some things we need. We made some really good progress. Figured out a little oil leak we had. I think we got a good game plan on the steering so we don't have to deal with that sort of shit again where we're having to muscle the steering wheel. Hyena fixed the throttles, or he's in the process of fixing throttles. Got a good idea of a permanent solution for that. And we got a permanent solution for the footrest on the driver's side of the cockpit. So we are pretty much fixing every problem that we ran into when we were testing. Pretty dialed in. You ready, bro?
Yeah, man, let's go.
So, y'all, as you can freaking tell, I was absolutely freaking hooked on the Raceboat. I mean, after running that thing with a hyena, oh God, I found my new favorite thing, y'all. So, as I had said multiple times in these videos, up to this point, I still didn't know if I was ever going to be able to even do a race in the boat. I know that obviously I was going to be able to do some testing. I had already done a little bit of testing. As far as actually ever being in a race, didn't know if that was going to happen or not. But your boy freaking thinks ahead. Because if there is even the smidgest of a possibility, I sure as hell do not want to miss that opportunity. So, your boy, being a little bit of an overachiever, decided to hit up his cell phone and do a little bit of online shopping. Bought myself some new gear. And as I said, this is a little bit of a roll of the dice because this stuff is not cheap. But I figured, you know what? I do not want to have it be to where I get offered to be able to run the boat and I can't because I don't have my credentials or I don't have the proper safety gear. That ain't happening to Mr. Killin. I don't motherfucking think so. So, went ahead online and purchased myself a brand new freaking race suit. Not the most stylish things in the world, I'm not gonna lie, and they're obviously a little bit salty too. I spent like over $800 on that thing. Man, things are, they're proud of them. They are. They're good quality stuff though. I'm not gonna lie, it's good stuff. Not that it's not worth it, but damn. And then I also bought myself a brand new helmet. Oh yeah. Freaking official. That damn thing was expensive too. It was over $1,200 for that freaking helmet. Yeah, I've got some freaking coin invested in this freaking dice roll on whether or not I'd ever even be able to freaking race the boat. But you know what? I am not missing this opportunity, bro, because this is getting more and more bitching by the second. And to top it all off, I got with Uncle Simon to figure out what paperwork I would need if I was to ever be in the canopy of the boat operating as either driver or throttleman. What all do I got to do? Had to go get a physical, had a whole lot of paperwork I had to fill out for the APBA, but I went ahead, your boy freaking super killed it, got it all filled out, got it freaking submitted, got myself a physical, I was able to talk to my doctor, get all my physical paperwork done, and I was the proud new recipient of a freaking APBA racer's card. Oh, brother, just about to the point that I almost could be called like almost like a real powerboat racer. I have a helmet, I have a race suit, I have a helmet, I have a race card. I mean, oh boy! And to add to everything else, all the excitement, this was actually my birthday week as well. So this is how I spent my birthday afternoon. Oh yeah, underneath the canopy, inside the freaking cockpit of the race boat, doing some minor little adjustments and repairs for a boat that I didn't even know if I was going to be able to race. But after I finished those couple repairs that I needed to do on my birthday at the freaking Race Empire, my mom had something special for me waiting at my house. Wait till you check this shit out. All right, y'all, check out my birthday cake. It is motherfucking sick. It's a 4-layer cake that my mom made. There she is. And it's a 4-layer cake that she turned sideways and then put pictures that Kirk and I actually took this past freaking weekend testing the race boat. Oh yeah, freaking wild. And then she made cookies with all my nonsense on it. How freaking cool, my Killin logo.
You all see Roxy right there. Super bitchin'.
Pretty freaking sick, right, y'all? So this was turning into be quite the roller coaster of a birthday week because I started out like the week before. I hopped in the boat, did some testing. Okay, I was willing to do that. That's cool. Whatever I got to do to help out, but I wasn't going to be racing. Then I was told I could be racing. Then I was told that I'm probably not racing. Then I was told that I'm definitely going to be racing. But then, like the day before my birthday, I was like, no, actually, we don't think we think our other guy is going to be actually throttling the boat. So actually, probably not going to be racing. It's like, fuck. And then on my birthday day, I finally got the green light from Uncle Simon that, all right, Zach, go, you're running the Mountain Marathon. Oh, brother, what a freaking birthday present. I'm going to be racing a boat with one of my best friends. And what boat? The Killin motherfucking Raceboat. And like right after my 33rd birthday. Now, I touched on this in the first video I put out about powerboat racing. My dad did his first powerboat race when he was 33 years old. And I just had my 33rd birthday. And now I just got the green light from Uncle Simon that I'm going to be freaking running the boat. Oh, shit. It's motherfucking party time. So we're going to get into that in the next video. But here, we'll give you a little teaser, a little taste of what's coming. We're getting there, guys. In case y'all didn't know, we are hauling a super badass race boat to the Keys. For what? What do you ask? Why are we hauling it? To fucking race it. Oh, son. Oh, God, I'm so excited. This is so fucking cool. Oh. Just when I think life can't get any more bitchin', we're hauling a fucking race boat to go race it in the Keys. Oh. Ain't a perfect life, but fuck, I don't know. I think we might have to revisit how we say that. We always say it's not a perfect life, but it's a fun one. It might be a perfect one. Fuck. Oh, yeah. So we'll be in the Keys in a couple hours. Get a nice, long night's sleep. And then freaking party time, bro. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if y'all could tell, but I was a little bit excited. Oh, yeah. So, well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all learned a little something. And as usual, thanks for watching, y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video and want to check out future videos, subscribe to our channel. Hit that button right there. While you're at it, hit the like button at the bottom of your screen. You can also check out our website, killin'itlifestyle.com. There you can follow the Killin' It crew and order your own apparel so everyone will know you're killing it!